SquareXO, and this is SquareXO episode 82. Today I'm joined by Lloyd.
Hello.
And Nick.
Hello.
So welcome everyone. Right, before we start, just our usual things we've got to tell you. Visit our website at squarexo.co.uk where you'll find an unbelievable amount of reviews from the past few months. There's pushing 100, I think, and since September, that's how many we've reviewed. Opinion, news, competitions, and more, of course. Visit us at twitter.com/square_XO, patreon.com/squarexo if you'd like to back us, where you can get some nice incentives like the SquareXO extra episode you get once a month. Also, there's a Patreon lottery, which is like a £10 voucher you can win, and depending on the level you back us, you can also get mugs, t-shirts, badges, stuff like that. So yeah, let's check us out on Patreon. You're listening to the podcast, of course. You can listen to the podcast on youtube.com/JohansonWater, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts as well. I think that covers everything, so we'll go on with the gaming news. Let's go. Okay, this week's gaming news, I must warn you, is mostly Microsoft. Mostly Microsoft based, just because they had the conference yesterday, but I've got a wee bit of our stuff, so I'll start with that first, and then we'll move on to Microsoft, and we can just have a wee chat about that. The first bit I've got here is that Pugba, or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, is coming to PS4 in December. I don't know if any of you guys have ever played that before.
No.
Yeah, I play it fairly well. Up until Call of Duty came out, I was playing it fairly regularly. But I don't think that's confirmed yet, though, is it? I think that's likely to be a Game Awards announcement, but I believe that was leaked on Amazon. I could be wrong there. But yeah, if more people can play it, that's great, because hopefully they'll maybe optimize it a bit better for PS4 than they have for Xbox. So yeah, all positive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that really fusses me, to be honest with you, but I mean, each to their own, know that. I'm not real bored about it. Is that you're interested in, Nick?
Afraid not. I tend not to play online games with other people these days.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that as well.
Yeah, so there's no real reason not to. It's just don't really have the time to meet up at the same time as my mates, and I'd rather play with my mates than just randomers online.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I would say. Okay, next bit of news, Mass Effect Andromeda is now Xbox One enhanced, so that's good if you own an Xbox One. Grab that, although it was a game that not many people really took to, was it? I've sort of played it and enjoyed what I did play, but then I kind of fell away from it pretty fast, I would say.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think I put about 15 hours into, and I just dropped out. And now that he's X enhanced, I might go back. But I think I've got it on PS4 anyway, so I've kind of been plugging away at the Pro version, and that's fine for me. I couldn't tell you, how many pixels are in each screen anyway. So for me, I'm just like, rather than losing me 15 hours progress, I'll probably just plug away at the PS4 version a bit more.
No, fair enough. YouTube is now on Switch. I downloaded that, so it's good to know it's on Switch. As if you're that interested in being on it. It's a good way to get Uncharted on Switch, I guess. Even though it'll only be a video, but still. Something in it. What else we got here? Right, it's the Xbox news then. That was about it. Pretty quiet. I think we covered most of the news last week, so there's nothing mega. Right. First of all, let's just talk about this conference, and then we'll just go through the news that happened. It wasn't really that much news, to be fair.
No.
It was what I thought was a bit weird that I noticed someone who was at who was actually there. Know how at the start they were talking about what's coming up and showing stuff, and there's all these people screaming like madmen in the background.
Yeah,
that was all pre-recorded. So
I assumed it would be.
That was weird because it's all these crowds going wah, wah, and it's got this guy who was there showed you a picture of all the real crowd outside watching this same scene on the TV. So that's really
I like to imagine that they had no idea what they were cheering for as well, and Microsoft could have said something like, "Yeah, we're closing Xbox down. We just don't want to do it anymore." And there's all these people going, "Yay!"
Yeah, that confused me. That was a bit weird, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, there was plenty of news come out about it. Let's just go through some of it. Forza 4 Horizon's getting its first expansion known as Fortune Island. Forza's not. I've not actually played it yet. It's a game I was really looking forward to, but with all the other games out, I've not actually get round to it yet, which is just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a tough window for it, but I was reading somewhere that it's actually at the moment, considering it's a console exclusive, it's actually outselling Assassin's Creed Odyssey across PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So I think it's definitely found a footing. I think it's a lot of people's first Forza game, maybe even their first Forza Horizon game. So I think it's and obviously Game Pass helps with that, but. Yeah, the expansion looked really cool. I thought with that sort of cliff roads drive along and that kind of stuff, because it's a really great racer. So can definitely recommend it, Joe, because I know you quite like the Forza series. So
I've played them all, but so I mean I've just not get down to it yet. I mean I've not bought it. If I play it, it's going to be on Game Pass. I'll just buy a month for Games Pass and go for their sort of thing.
That's what I did. Yeah.
But at the moment, I don't think I'm going to bother for at least another few months because I've just got so much to play. I've still not really completed Red Dead, and Darksiders coming out with in months. And I'm enjoying Tetris as well. So there's so much I'm playing at the moment anyway that I don't think I'm going to get around to it anytime soon. So, I mean, but it's still good to know it's expanding for when I eventually do. Yeah. Xbox One's getting keyboard and mouse support. Just turn it into a bloody PC already. There you go. It's a PC now. No, that's good for the sort of games that use that. I mean, I could never use a keyboard and mouse with a first-person shooter. That would just confuse the crap out of me. That would.
Yeah. I do sort of understand that there's obviously a big competitive advantage because you can move the cursor a lot quicker than you can move a thumbstick in theory. But I'm just so used to playing with a controller. But what I thought was interesting was that it's certainly in Fortnite, which they made a big deal of. It's if you play with mouse and keyboard, you will only play with other people with mouse and keyboard. So as long as they can stick to that restriction. Because I think it'd be perhaps a bit unfair otherwise, but as long as they can keep that sort of denomination between the two, then I'm all for more choice in how to play games. So I think that works out really well.
Yeah, it makes it fit. Is it something you've done before,
totally
Nick?
Unfair. I used to be part of the whole PC Master Race thing back when I was living in Japan, just because I get games over Steam. So I'm more comfortable with a keyboard and mouse when playing FPS.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, if say the new Metro game comes out with keyboard and mouse on the Xbox, that will be enough for me to get on the Xbox rather than the PS4. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I suppose, as I said, it's that element of choice, isn't it? It's that place to play where I think there are PS4 games that support keyboard and mouse. I believe Final Fantasy 14 and a couple of others are, but Microsoft's obviously making a big play with it, especially by partnering with Razer as well. So if it's the kind of thing that swings you to their console, as you said there, Nick, with a game like Metro, where you kind of it's on both platforms. Which one do I get it on? I'd rather play it on PC, rather play it with keyboard and mouse, but not necessarily on PC. Then it's going to swing you there, and I think they're kind of trying to grab those kind of almost floating gamers that haven't maybe picked a side yet. In order to maybe play a bit of catch up, but certainly an interesting play from them.
Yeah, definitely.
Devil May Cry 5's training mode is called The Void. Thought I'd mention that. I don't know if anybody's interested in Devil May Cry 5 at all. It's not a game I'm really that bothered about. Also, our news was that Sea of Thieves is getting a fast-paced standalone player versus player mode called The Arena. Again, it's a game I've played. I enjoyed when I did play it, but it was one of these games that was just, to me, a bit what I've played it, I've seen most of it, I'm not going back to it ever again. But, and obviously I don't really play online, so I'm not real bored about that mode, but it's good to see that they're adding new modes like that and keeping the support there for it, so that's good news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, Final Fantasy 13 Trilogy going backwards compatible on Xbox One. Again, good news. Always stuff like that's always good news. Pogba, which we mentioned earlier, joining Game Pass tomorrow as we're recording this on Sunday, and there's our games coming next month as well. Dozens of them. What Hellblade, Ori and the Blind Forest. I think Thomas was alone as well, and a few others as well. So yeah, that's happening. Crackdown 3 got a release date. That was
finally
February 15, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was 13th or 15th. Yeah.
And obviously that'll be Game Pass, so that's maybe when I'll jump into Forza, because I'm definitely going to be playing Crackdown, because I love Crackdown, so I've played them all.
And the first Crackdown's free on Xbox now as well.
Yeah, I'm not bored, but I've played that already.
So,
Yeah,
I've completed that. I'm never going back to that. But it's good, it's there, but it's not something... I can imagine it's pretty rubbish now.
Yeah, I think it's Xbox One X enhanced, but it still looks like a 2005, 2006 game. So I've played it. It's still rough around the edges, but it's slightly prettier.
It was good at the time. Do you know what I mean? It's not a game I'd ever go back to. I'm not bored about going back to games unless they've been not enhanced, even remastered completely.
Yeah, that's fair.
They just look like a new game. That's kind of that. Then I'd maybe be interested, but I'm.
As you said, there's so much to play at the moment that I don't have time to go back to an old 2005 game if they haven't done it again from the ground up.
That's fair, yeah. And I think the other thing as well is I quite like to keep those memories. I don't want to play it and go, oh god, this is not as good as I remember it. With certain games like that, and particularly like old PS2 games and that I kind of go, I really miss that game, and I'm like, hell, I see a video on YouTube, I'm like, oh good lord.
Exactly, because to me, Crackdown in my mind is one of my sort of favourite games of that type, but the infamous sort of style game. Crackdown, the original, was one of my favourite games. That's kind of the game that introduced me to that sort of game. So if I was to then go back and I didn't like it, then maybe I'd think myself, I'm not quite bored with Crackdown 3, maybe. It might actually put me off Crackdown 3, so I'm not really bored.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to hold out till Crackdown 3 and see how that does. Because obviously it's been in development for a fair while now.
It is a bit of an old, long haul for that, really. Okay, and finally, Microsoft's buying Obsidian Entertainment, which we kind of already knew anyway, but also In Exile, which was a bit of a surprise. Two studios which, they're odd, isn't it? The studios they're buying, because they're not massive names. Obsidian's quite big. They've done Fallout New Vegas and they've done a cracking job of that, but I wouldn't say they're both huge studios. They're kind of mid.
They both make very particular types of games, though, don't they? Yeah. So you've got both of them are RPG developers, which is interesting because Microsoft's only real RPG franchise really is Fable, and from the sounds of things, they've given that to Playground Games to work on. So I wonder if this might be opening the door for something new in that genre, because I think Sony's pretty much got the whole third-person adventure nailed down, haven't they, with Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, that kind of thing. So, and Uncharted, obviously. So maybe Microsoft sees themselves as the RPG company now, maybe pushing those. And Obsidian, as you say, Fallout New Vegas, widely regarded as a lot of people's favourite Fallout game, and they also did South Park Stick of Truth, which was excellent, and I believe they were Knights of the Old Republic 2.
I was just about to say I'm calling Knights of the Republic 3, and the next E3, and then everyone's going to be going absolutely mental for the Xbox again. Yeah,
but it's EA's got that Star Wars license, haven't they? So if anything, I'd imagine it would be BioWare again. Who BioWare did the first KOTOR, I think, but. So I mean, if anyone can fandangle, it's probably Microsoft. They seem to have just more money than sense, don't they? So, but I agree with you, Joe. It's an interesting couple of acquisitions. I was more excited about the ones that they bought, or that they announced they bought in E3 with people like Playground Games and that kind of thing. I mean, more developers. I mean, that's clearly where they've lost this generation in a lot of ways. The mixed messaging at the start, but mainly lack of exclusives. And if they can use that new sort of clout in terms of studio to bring in some new first party exclusives that are worth buying an Xbox for, because there aren't many at the moment, then all the more power to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was just thinking studios like Ninja Theory, Playground, Obsidian, so they're all quite sort of mid-tier studios, so it'd be interesting to know if they're going to expand them and make them bigger, big studios, kind of what Naughty Dog or whatever, or if they're just going to stick to the sort of games that they'll be able to bring out every 2 years, and I think, or whatever sort of mid-tier games. Because I thought it was quite interesting what someone said is Microsoft's all about games as a service now, what we Game Pass, so maybe they're just going to get these studios just to throw games out every 2 years so that they've got something to put on Games Pass.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer a while ago was sort of comparing the Game Pass idea to Netflix and how Netflix has original content and how they were looking at potentially doing original content. So I suppose you could equate those similarly and say, well, if they're launching first party games into Game Pass to increase those subscriptions, then it may well work out better for them to do that rather than push out a $60, £50 game every couple of sort of quarters and yeah, it might be a new strategy for them, as you say.
It just seems to me they're not going to be big titles that these studios release. I mean, maybe Ninja Theory. If you think Hellblade, that's a sort of mid-tier game, really. It's not a AAA title.
It won a lot of awards this year.
Yeah, it's very good. That doesn't say it's not a good game just because it's not a AAA game. But I'm just thinking budget-wise, maybe these games might not have a huge budget compared to sort of Sony's exclusives, if you know what I mean.
It speaks to Game Pass that I haven't played Hellblade. I've heard all the critical reception, and I it's one of those games that I've wanted to play and just haven't had time. And because it's coming to Game Pass next month, I'll probably subscribe to Game Pass for the month and pick it up and play through it. So I suppose that's the strength of Game Pass.
Yeah, well, Game Pass is only $1, and that was one of the announcements. Yeah, it's $1 for the first go, so it's not bad for a month.
The other thing as well is every single one of these studios that have been acquired, they've all in their sort of statements to have assured people that they still run the studio as they want to run the studio. It's just that they now have that massive pool of, well, so they always call it resources. I think it's just a big pile of cash that Microsoft is sitting on. And now they can go, okay, well, we were going to make Hellblade 2 with a budget of, say, X million, and now we can sort of go up about 4 or 5 times on that now because we've got Microsoft behind us. So, and also, I think it allows developers to have that sort of safety net in theory, in that they are protected by that entity with any luck. Hopefully, that's how it's going to work, and hopefully they can sort of execute their vision and not feel like they have to push it out because they need the game out the door to bring some money, and hopefully it gives them a bit more time to develop and yeah, hopefully I think that the start of the next generation, presumably 2020, from what we're understanding, I think Microsoft's going to go into that in quite a good position between Game Pass, between backwards compatibility, and between this new raft of studios. I think it's going to be a much closer generation next time around.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It looks to me like they're doing different strategies because, like I was saying to someone earlier, Sony couldn't really do Game Pass because you couldn't put Last of Us, Uncharted, Detroit, Spider-Man on a Game Pass because of the type of game they are. It would totally trash the sales of the game because you can complete Spider-Man easily in a month, or any of those games easily in a month.
Yeah.
And then really, is there much incentive to go back again? So I don't think Sony will go down that route. Or if they do, I think those AAA titles will be added later rather than at once.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think it's probably been in the pipeline for a while because Xbox has had EA Access as well for a while, which is a £20 a year subscription service that gets you a ton of EA games with unlimited access, plus early trials for new releases. And so they've been working their way towards that subscription model, and that was offered to Sony as well, I believe, and they turned it down. So they're definitely going in different directions. I can't wait for the next generation. It's going to be fascinating to see, what happens. Is it going to be that next generation with Xbox, you don't own any games, you just subscribe, and that's it. You're covered then.
I mean, the way Xbox is going, you might not even need to own a console soon. Because,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you might just need an app and a controller, and away you go.
Yeah, it'd be fascinating to see, and I'm really excited for the next generation.
It's going to me. I'm sure there'll be a next Xbox console, but I think after if it goes well and Game Pass really takes off, then the console after that might not even be a console. Might just be something you plug in your TV or something and just stream all the games from Game Pass. Who knows?
You never know. Anyway. It could just be the TV itself. The TV comes with a built-in console.
Built-in app. More likely a built-in app as technology moves on, I guess, and then you just access the app and stream the games. That's probably it takes away the need for the power then, because the power comes from the servers and all that. But anyway, let's move on again then. Right, so that's news. I wrote an article at the weekend just about hidden gems of game, because what the article was about basically was that sometimes throughout the year you get these lulls about how you don't really like games anymore. Just occasionally you just think to yourself, I'm going to play a game, and you think, nah, kind of bored, I'd rather watch Netflix or something like that. happens to all of us, I imagine. So really what the article's about is just games that sort of you play, not expecting much about them, and then all of a sudden it's just like, wow, and you kind of just fall in love with gaming all over again because of them. So call it hidden gems of gaming. That happened. I mean, it never really happened to me with Tetris because I was kind of into my games anyway. I just played Spider-Man, I Red Dead Redemption, but Tetris was just one of these ones that just completely took me by surprise. I mean, I said to Mara Half today that if someone said to me in mid-November, "Oh, what game do you think will be on your mind all the time?" I didn't think it would be Tetris. You know what I mean?
Or people would think you'd gone back in time to, a few decades.
But honestly, because PlayStation VR, I can't say I was really, I was impressed with it, but I can't say I was really like, I could take it or leave it. But recently, with games like Moss and Astrobot and Tetris and my old favourite Job Simulator, it's just incredible. It's just sort of becoming its own sort of thing, and it's from being what I would consider a fad, it doesn't feel like a fad anymore. It feels like something that is definitely going to be a massive part of the future of gaming. I can't see
Tetris
PS5.
Effect a PSVR exclusive, or can you play it on just PS4?
You can play it on PS4 as well, but I haven't. But you can. Okay. You can play it like on the big screen in 2D mode, so it would just be like playing a normal game of Tetris on the PlayStation. I imagine it's incredible playing it that way as well, but there's just something about when you put the headset on and you've still got the sort of Tetris screen right in front of your eyes, and it's just, you put the headphones in and you've got this music playing, and it's quite calm to begin with, and then as you sort of get closer to completing the lines that you need to complete, the music starts getting louder and louder, and all these lights start flashing when you're completing lines and stuff, and you just completely get sucked right into it, and it's incredible. It's so good, and the music, the soundtrack's brilliant. It's just everything about it. It's just excellent. It's really, really good, and it's just completely took me by surprise. It honestly feels like the way Tetris should. It's got what Tetris was made for, almost.
Yeah.
The way it should be played. I mean, Lisa hates games, but she's been completely hooked on it as well. I mean, so
yeah. See, I haven't taken the plunge into PlayStation VR yet. It's one of those things I keep looking at, and then it keeps coming down in price. So I keep thinking, okay, it's going to get to a point where I can't hold back any longer, and I have to kind of make that jump. But I played Tetris on the Switch on Puyo Puyo Tetris, and
I've got that.
My partner and I absolutely adore that. And we go back and forth from the different modes and that, and we can easily spend an evening on it. So I'm kind of thinking that actually PlayStation VR, if I sort of go, there's a Tetris game on it, she might be like, oh yeah, we can get that.
It's got 100 times better than Puyo Puyo Tetris.
See, that's what I need.
It's so good. It's absolutely
can't argue with those
amazing.
numbers, Joe.
So yeah, I'm just talking about. I mean, we gave it a 10 out of 10. I never reviewed it, but I totally agree with our score completely, because it's stunning, really. So yeah, I was just thinking of games like that, like games like Tetris, that's just completely took me by surprise. I mean, is there one you can think of which has just completely took you by surprise? Anything that you just didn't expect?
I've got a couple, but I'll let Nick go first.
Yeah, I can think of loads. I'm just trying to picture what Alexei Patanov, the guy that made Tetris, would be thinking if he got to play this Tetris game on VR. It'd probably absolutely blow his mind. When did Tetris come out? Back in...
a long time ago.
80s, probably?
I'm guessing 80s, yeah.
I remember seeing someone play it on a Game Boy, and it was got the green screen in it with the black blocks.
Yeah.
And that was
I think that was the first time I played Tetris.
To go from that to this is just mind blowing. It really is.
But what's interesting is that the concept of it's still the same. It's not, it's not like a lot of games you sort of play when you play Doom and now you play a first person shooter. The mechanics are so much more advanced now. Whereas with Tetris, it's still so pure. It's still just you put in the blocks in the order that you need to get them to clear the screen. I think that's quite an interesting case study for as you say, Joe, seeing a game go from that green and black screen on a Game Boy to to PlayStation VR, it's just that's quite a jump, isn't it? And still keeping the DNA of the game. So based on that alone, I'd love to play them both side by side.
Yeah, it would be crazy because it's completely different. Anyway, Nick, what is your hidden gem?
So there was one that I started playing back in like 2013, I think it was, on my iPad. I happened to have my iPad with me that day, just heading somewhere on the train, saw this game on the App Store. The game's called Demo, Deemo. Found out recently that it's been released on the Vita and PlayStation VR, which is cool. Have either of you guys heard of this, Demo?
I can't say I have.
What was it? BE or DE?
Demo, so Delta Echo Mike Oscar. It's basically Piano Hero, to put it in words that people understand. So we've all played Guitar Hero. We know the console that you get where you clack the buttons and you pretend to have a pick. With this, it's notes coming towards you and you tap the iPad or the Vita or whatever as if it was a piano. And the music is absolutely phenomenal. The story that it sucks you into is way better than it has any right to be. And seeing that this has come out on VR, PlayStation VR, is making me honestly want to go out and buy the console just for that.
Wow.
I want to play stuff like Beat Saber and Tetris too, but I would happily replay this on VR. Just great game. If you haven't played it or heard of it, both you guys and anyone listening out there, I highly, highly recommend it.
I was just looking here and I see a sort of little thumbnail of a video and someone's playing it on Switch, but using the, what do you call that?
Oh, the cardboard thing.
Using the cardboard thing, yeah.
Oh, Labo.
Yeah, Labo. I forgot the name of it because it's just a load
I'm going to forget
rubbish.
it again in 30 seconds. It's just Nintendo cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo recycling.
Yeah, Nintendo paper mache is next, isn't it?
Demo, I don't think is out in VR yet. It says VR releases for November 2018, so it says it could be out this month for VR. Yeah.
I honestly haven't checked the release date. I just saw it, got really excited, and started looking at prices in the VR. So maybe I've jumped the gun there a little bit, but that just shows how much I love the game, I guess.
I think it's been delayed. It says 2019 now. So yeah.
In any case, you guys have both motivated me to want to get a VR now.
Yeah,
I hope you're happy.
I'll need to check that out then. Demo, I'll keep an eye on
I haven't bought the VR yet. I'm waiting for Black Friday.
Oh, it's going to be cheap. I mean, I've been checking out deals for it, obviously, because of my other website, Deals from A to Z, when I do the deals from Amazon. And I mean, even this month, it's been down at $199 with Astrobot. So if it's $199 for the starter set, which comes with the camera, doesn't it? I think the starter set comes with the camera, the headset. I don't think it comes with moves, but I think it comes with the camera and the headset and PlayLink, which is quite a good little sort of selection of games. And it came with Astrobot as well for $199. So if it's that price, going, really. So maybe at Black Friday it might even get down. You might be looking at $170 or $150 or something, and that's just a steal.
I've already got the PlayStation Move back from when it came out on the PS3, so I thought, sod it, we'll give it a shot. Sony usually makes pretty good stuff. Worst purchase I've ever made.
It won't be now. It won't be now because it works brilliantly with VR. But you don't actually need it for VR. For Tetris, for instance, you use a DualShock. But there is games that do, like Job Simulator and stuff, use
Beat Saber uses the ones, doesn't it? So
yeah, so I mean they are good. I mean they do work.
They've given away a few VR games with Plus as well, haven't they, in the last few months or so? So without realising it, we've all probably got a couple of VR games that we've not tried yet. So that's quite a sort of good way of getting me to pick one up.
I mean, they could probably do with some of evolved controllers for VR, but to be honest, they do the job, so they are good enough. They're kind of ahead of their time in that respect, sort of, because really they're better for VR than they were on PlayStation 3. Right, Lloyd, have you got a hidden gem?
Yeah, I've got two for this year, actually. Just two very quick ones, I promise. So one of them was Dead Cells, which isn't so much a hidden gem as it led to the whole IGN review controversy, and subsequently got a lot of media attention. But it is not the kind of game I'd usually play. It's a 2D Metroidvania roguelike, which sounds like every game possible at the moment, all rolled into one. But yeah, I got it on the Switch, and I love it. It's just there's so much depth to the combat because every run is different. You get different weapons. So one time you might get a gun turret, so your strategy changes to sort of staying further away from enemies. Next time you play, you might have a sword, so you're getting in a lot closer and that kind of thing. So I really enjoyed Dead Cells. Picked that up a few weeks ago and have been playing it before bed quite a lot. And the other one is Into the Breach, which I'm hoping to write if not a review, then an opinion piece on for the site in the next few days. It's by the developers of FTL, which was a Steam indie darling quite a few years ago now. I think it's probably like 2012. I think it's very highly regarded. I don't think it ever came to any PlayStation systems though, and I know it's not on Switch at the moment because I did have a look for it. But Into the Breach is sort of a spiritual successor to that, in that it's still strategy, but this time it's turn-based, and it's sort of the easiest description I can give it is Pacific Rim, the game. It is big robots defending cities against big monsters. And as someone that loves big robots and that kind of thing, it's right up my street. But also the gameplay is it's exceptional. It's smart, tactical, turn-based, and it's very hard to explain. That's why I want to sort of do a full review on it to sort of put my thoughts into context. But it is essentially you can see what the opposition are about to do before they do it. So you can see what their attack is going to be. So they move and then they can't attack in the same turn. So you can see what they're going to do. So if you see they're going to hit a building, and buildings act as your sort of life bar in this game, it's your job to move to a position where you can push them away from the building so that their attack hits nothing. So you find that in the end you're sort of sliding all these pieces around a board like the weirdest version of chess, which sounds like a really weird description, and it really is. I'm not doing it any justice, but I definitely recommend Into the Breach. I think it's only about 12 quid on Switch. I don't believe it's on any other consoles at the moment, but you can get it on PC as well. But please play Into the Breach. It's that good. It's in my running for Game of the Year.
Yeah, I guess another hidden gem for me would be Stardew Valley. I like that as well. That's kind of was a time sink for me, and I wasn't really expecting it to be. So I mean, I guess that's another game. There's quite a lot though. It'd be quite interesting to know our listeners' hidden gem games. So if there's a game that just surprised you and made you sink all your time to it and made you kind of think, wow, and then let us know what it is, because it'd be interesting to know your views on that. Okay, we're just going to go into new releases now for the week on PlayStation. We won't read out all the other ones as well. We'll just stick to PlayStation since we're a PlayStation podcast. Generally, they'll be on the other consoles as well. Right, so we just go from the drop, which is the PlayStation's release list. Up first is Chimp Party, which is a PlayLink game. There's quite a few PlayLink games coming out next week. These are the games that you can basically all sit round together and you can all join in with your mobile phone. So they're pretty cool. This one, it just says, launch, wobble, jump and rotate your chimps using simple and intuitive button controls. Just download the free Chimp Party app and use your smartphone or tablet as a controller. Chimp Party is the newest addition to PlayLink. So there's quite a lot of these PlayLink titles. Another game next week is Emerald Shores, which is a 16-bit platformer with a bunch of twists. It kind of looks like it's going to be like a pixelated one to me. Fallout 76, of course. Bethesda Game Studios welcomes you to Fallout 76, the online prequel where every surviving human is a real person, work together or not to survive. Hey, who's excited for Fallout 76?
Not even remotely.
Yeah, I'm with Nick on this one. I'm not a massive fan of Fallout in general, but everything I've seen and heard just puts me off it even more. Really,
We'll
I have an actual Pip-Boy from the special edition, limited edition version of Fallout 4. I am a massive Fallout fan, and I do not care in the slightest about 76.
Do you think it's like a sort of Elder Scrolls Online attempt? Is it like that?
No, because that was built from the ground up. This sounds like Fallout 4 retrofitted for multiplayer. And Elder Scrolls Online, you get things like NPCs and that kind of thing. Whereas I think they've stripped out NPCs in Fallout 76. I was reading somewhere.
And it's just everyone's the unique person that's playing online at the same time as you.
Yeah, I've got like a morbid
it's just
curiosity
Fallout
about
4
how it
multiplayer.
does. Yeah,
right. You see,
in a lot of ways it is.
We'll see what a review of that one says. I think we're reviewing it. Gnome's Garden New Home's coming out. Gnome's Garden New Home, continuation of the exciting fantasy strategy game about the world of gnomes. That's just put me off straight away. Hitman 2 is out next week. Travel the globe and track your targets across exotic sandbox locations in Hitman 2. Who's excited for that?
Me. Hitman is one of my favorite franchises in gaming history, so I am actually really, really excited for Hitman 2. But I am reviewing it for another site, and I haven't got my copy yet. I believe it's coming tomorrow. It was delayed.
Ours is delayed as well. Ours was meant to come on Friday. It never turned up on Saturday, so maybe it's coming tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah, I think. I should be receiving it tomorrow. I am so excited. It's such a weird one because Hitman's always been that sort of almost like B tier franchise, but it's always been quite highly regarded. But there's just nothing quite like it. It's like a massive puzzle box that you can just have fun in. It's I'm so excited.
I'm reviewing this one for the site, and I've always sucked spectacularly at the Hitman games. So it'll be interesting to see if I've got any better over the years.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's always more fun when it goes wrong. Just remember that. It's always more fun when it goes completely wrong.
Okay, another PlayLink title coming out next week is Just Deal With It. Just Deal With It on PS4 with PlayLink delivers a whole new twist on 5 classic card games. Team up with friends and family, launch attacks, sabotage the competition, go in for the win. Card game. Knowledge is Power Decades, another PlayLink game. This is kind of like the follow-up to the previous Knowledge is Power. Use your pop culture knowledge to the test and high energy quiz game. That's quite good. Knowledge is Power, so the fact that they've released an extra bit for
we often have people round and play Knowledge is Power, and it always seems to go down really well. And actually, if there's sort of like an expansion or a sequel, I'd be quite interested in that because I'm at that point now where the questions are starting to repeat themselves because we've played it quite a few times.
I think
so it'd be quite nice to get fresh stuff. Like
a sequel, but just with different questions. So it's quite good. It's coming out. It is a good game, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can review that sort of thing. The Long Journey Home. When mankind's first experimental jump drive goes wrong, you and your crew find yourselves trapped on the wrong side of the galaxy. No way back leads you through the vast unknown of outer space. One destination, endless adventures. Sounds quite interesting, doesn't it, from that description? So
it's quite a well-written description, actually.
Yeah, it sounds quite interesting. Makes it sound interesting. Mars Chaos Menace. Humanity is terraforming Mars, but chaos and destruction threaten the planet. Battle your way through innumerable hordes of enemies that wish to destroy you and face the most terrible and powerful monsters in the galaxy. Nah, I like the sound of Long Journey Home better.
Yeah, same.
Monkey King, Master of the Clouds. Join Michael Chan, the Monkey King, on his journey through the famous landmarks of ancient China and fight off mythical creatures and legends in this classic arcade shooter. Alright. I don't know who like this one, Nick. Nick, you might like this next one. My Riding Stables. Make your dream come true on the stud farm near the old mill. Renovate your own riding skill. Look after your horses and tend to cute little foals. Does that sound good, Nick? Or is it one for you, Lloyd?
I'd be honest. I actually got that one pre-ordered, so I can't wait.
Right. I'll go wait for Lloyd's opinion on that one then.
Yeah.
Project High Rise. A skyscraper is more than just steel and glass. It's an intricate ecosystem full of people that live and work in the building. They become a complex machine that needs your steady hand to keep it running smoothly and efficiently. So basically, it's a sort of sim game for high-rise buildings.
Hospital manager, but less interesting, basically.
Yeah, I think I have that on Steam because it came in a Humble bundle, and I don't think I've started it yet. But it was one of those ones that I was like, oh yeah, I'll always get round to that. Yeah, definitely get round to that. And, you have that backlog on
never
Steam.
Do though.
Yeah, and you look in your Steam library, and I don't remember buying that.
No, it's that. Oh no thanks. The Quiet Man. Unraveling with a single night, players take the role of a deaf protagonist, Dane, as he fights his way through a soundless world to discover the motives behind the kidnapping of a songstress from a mysterious masked man. I think I saw a review of that and it got a really bad score, but I'm sure someone said they'd really like the look of it.
So I've not heard anything about it, but that description makes it sound like it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I think that the idea of having a deaf protagonist and therefore everything is visual, presumably there's no audio, sounds really, really quite interesting, but from what I understand, it hasn't come together quite as well as they'd hoped.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh well, Runner 3. This looked quite interesting to me. The rhythm music gameplay of Bit Trip Runner and Runner 2 is back. The Timbletot is determined to rid the multiverse of its love and happiness. Commander Video is ready to jump, double jump, wall slide, slide jump, slide, kick, float, drive, fly, and dance his way to victory. I saw a video of it. That's what kind of made me think, that sounds alright. Just because I saw the video of it, it was quite good. But I don't know.
Bit Trip was pretty good. I didn't play Runner 2 though, so
I've never played anything like that before, those games, so I mean it was just something that I thought looked quite good for the video. Whether it is or not, I don't know. SquareXO Camp Butcher's Cut. This is a Vita game. A killer puzzle game where you control Skullface, an adorable determined murderer across hundreds of isometric puzzle levels in a darkly comic homage to 80s horror movies.
That actually sounds quite cool, but the adorable murderer part, it really sort of swung it for me. I was like, okay, that's actually sounds
adorable murderer, that's okay then.
Adorably demented murderer.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, officer. I'm just adorable. It's, it's fine.
Spyro
that actually sounds quite cool. I might dust out the Vita for that.
Yeah, do that. Spyro the Ignited Trilogy. The original roster... The original Roastmaster is back. Same sick burn, same smouldering attitude, now all scaled up and stunned HD. Rekindle the fire with the original 3 games, Spyro Dragon, Spyro 2, Raptor's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. I've never played the Spyro game before, so I'm actually
so excited about this. So good.
Yeah, I've just never played it before, Spyro. I don't know why I've never played it, but it's something I'm looking forward to just for that fact.
They are pretty solid. I mean, I've played the PS1 games, I think, only about 9 months ago. I was actually playing them on the Vita, and they're still great platformers. So I'm excited for it to get a nice lick of paint, because it doesn't look as I remember it, as we were saying earlier. It's that kind of rose tinted spectacles. But I know my other half's really excited for Spyro because she grew up playing them, and from sounds of things, Nick might have done as well.
Yes, it's
I
don't know why I never played them. Don't know why.
There used to be a cheat code back on Crash Bandicoot 3, Crash Warped, where if you put in, was it the Konami code, I think it was, you could play a demo of one of the Spyro games. And I used to sit and just play that demo level for hours, just because as a kid I couldn't go out buying
they patched that into the Crash collection, and I think it played a trailer instead. But that's such a cool idea. I love that. Just bringing back even the cheat codes and those sort of Easter eggs. But I'm really excited for the Spyro one, just because I'd love to see what it looks like now. I've seen the trailers, and I'm kind of trying to dodge it because I want to see it in all its glory. I want to be able to jump into that world in sort of 4K and really explore it. So
I saw really a gameplay video and I thought that looked pretty good. So yeah.
What I love most is that everything is in exactly the same place as it was before. It is the most faithful remaster that you could possibly do.
Yeah, that's good when they do that, I think.
So good.
Yeah, it's good. Swords and Soldiers 2, Shawarmageddon. Take command of mighty Vikings, slay Persians or British demons, smash your opponent's base to rubble while defending your own in this action-packed side-scrolling strategy game. Okay then. Ticket to Ride, another play-link game. Hop on a train with your friends and family and set off to conquer the railways. Who will be fastest to set up links between cities and achieve the objectives? Explore the strategies in this iconic board game and get ready to connect more than cities. That sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, I've got 3 friends that are really into the board game of Ticket to Ride, so that sounds quite cool.
It's a board game, so I don't know.
Play this to death. There's one strategy. It's pretty easy to win.
We'll see how it is on Playlink. And one more Playlink game. This is Word Hunters. Dive into a whole new world of competitive word games with your guide, Amy the Evator. Use the free Word Hunters smart device app as a game controller to compete in a 15-party play word games suitable for the whole family. That could be good. These Playlink games are generally good, so it's quite good there's a whole bunch of them coming out. It'll be interesting to see how they all come together. So that's
I'm
next.
Surprised, because I really thought that the Playlink thing was going to be a fad that would fade out after a month or two. But I mean, it must have been going for a year or so now, and it shows no signs of stopping, which is great, because as I say, I've really enjoyed them at sort of small gatherings and that, get a few people together. Everyone's always got their phone on them, and it's just really good, sort of just to do a quick half-hour quiz or something like that. Really enjoy it. So more Playlink's always good.
Right. Okay. So we never, as you could probably tell by listening, we never scored the new releases this week. That's because we've got a new game We don't really know what this new. We've not got a name for this new game yet, I'm afraid. So you're just going to need to.
Vote for it on Twitter. Let us know what you think we should call it.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. That's a good way of doing it.
Clean suggestions only, please.
So the new game basically is a sort of word game. What you need to do is it's sort of you get 3 goes and it's based on points. So obviously if you get it right on the first word, you get 3 points. The second word, 2 points. The third word, 1 point. And basically I'll give a descriptive word and then the guys are going to guess what game it is based on that word. It's quite simple. Hopefully I've described that okay. So for this week, we're not sure what we're going to do next week, but for this week we're going to have a buzzer. And it's just going to be first to shout out. So, right, buzzer for Lloyd. Lloyd, I think your buzzer can be E or brrr, something like that. Brrr.
Yeah, maybe the first one.
See, I can do the second one because I'm Scottish. And Nick, yours can be ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
That's easy to remember, isn't it? Okay. So I'm just going to do a really easy one to begin with, just so everybody can get that idea of how it works. So the first word is horse.
E. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
I was just trying to think of that horse one from the drop that you just did. I've already forgotten what it's called.
That would have been a really good callback because I would have just been like, oh, I have no idea.
See, Lloyd's on it. They got 3 points. Okay. Right. Okay, the next one. Dark.
E.
Mm-hmm.
Darksiders 3?
No.
Oh, I just know you love that game.
Dead Space?
No. Okay, second word. Brutal.
E.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with God of War.
Nope. Over to you, Nick.
I have no idea. That could be like one of a million games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please don't make the last word gritty. We'll be here all day.
Okay. Last word. Fucking difficult. I know that's 2 words, but
E.
yes.
Dark Souls.
No.
Ding, ding, ding. Bloodborne?
Yes.
Oh,
Yo.
needed
So
Rebecca.
is that
As soon as you
to me
said
then,
dark,
or-
Rebecca would have been like Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Rebecca would have got it.
Mind you, if you'd said horse, she probably would have said Bloodborne as well.
Bloodborne.
She loved Bloodborne.
Yeah. Okay, right. So, right, next one. Emotional.
E.
Uh-huh.
Detroit Become Human?
No.
Oh, let it go.
Nick.
Blanking on. I could picture the cover. Life is Strange?
No.
Good shout, though.
It had me thinking, is it? No, but it's not that one. Okay, second word, companion.
Ding, ding, ding.
Uh-huh.
Fallout. Any of them. Because you've always got a dog with you, and that dog, man, every
No,
time gets
no.
me.
It's not that.
I'm going to go with The Walking Dead.
Nope. Oh, God, now I need to think of another word now. I thought you got it. Now.
We got emotional and companion.
Your first 2 words are so vague, though.
Right, okay, last one. God, this is a hard one. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible since it's the last one, but just trying to think.
Some of the listeners at home are going to be shouting it into their
Yeah.
phones. But
PlayStation.
E.
Uh-huh.
The Last of Us.
Yes.
I
yeah.
was like, okay, what's the most emotional PS4 exclusive? It's either that or God of War, I would say.
Yeah, that's good. Right, okay. We're going to do one more since the first one. We'll usually do 3, but this week we're just going to do 4 because the first one was just to give you an idea how it works. At the moment, Lloyd's got 4 points, Nick's got 1. Step it up, Nick. Come on. Okay, here we go. Oh no, I can't say that word. That'll give it away straight away. Right, okay.
Was the first word going to be Tony Hawk?
No.
Boy.
The first word is open world.
E.
Uh-huh.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nope.
Okay,
Ding,
I'm
ding,
just going
ding.
through all the
It's Red Dead
PlayStation
Redemption again.
No, it's not. Okay. Right. The next word is role-playing game.
Ding, ding, ding.
Uh-huh.
Fallout 76.
Nope.
I'm going to go with The Witcher.
Nope. Okay, this one's going to give it away, so get ready fast. The word is dragon.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
Which
who's
one else
that?
was that?
I think that was
Dragon
Nick.
Age
I
Inquisition.
don't know. No, it's
Hey,
no,
Skyrim.
it's wrong anyway.
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Who said Skyrim?
Nick.
Yeah,
Nick,
that was
me.
Nick. Nick got that one.
Yes, congrats. So
I still lose though, don't I?
yes, you
What,
do. The
40?
final score is 4 to Lloyd and 2 to Nick. Well done, though. Let us know how
Well
you
played,
got on, listeners. That was a fun game. I enjoyed that. That was a good one.
GG.
We like
GG,
to
mate. GG.
we like to mix up our games. We have so many games in this podcast, but it's nice to mix them up and think of a new one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
It's the Q4 of games.
That one will be back next week. So well, I enjoyed that. Okay, I think that's us. I think unless I've missed anything, which I normally do. Oh yeah, I know I missed. Don't forget to enter our competition. SquareXO November #SQXO November. Whether it's a PlayStation screen, a Switch screen, an Xbox screen, I don't care. As long as it comes directly from the console and isn't edited in any way, put it on Twitter. Tag it with #SQXO November, and then you'll be entered for a chance to win a prize. So that's always good, isn't it?
I've got one thing I'd like to, just a quick PSA, if that's okay, Joe.
Yeah.
There is a double discount store for Plus members on the PlayStation Store at the moment, and you can get the absolutely phenomenal Persona 5 for $21.99, and that was my favourite game of 2017, and everyone should play it ever.
I'm playing it at the moment. Not physically right now, but when I'm done here, I'm going straight back on the PS4 and carrying on where I am.
We can discuss it when you're. You got to let me know where you are, but we'll discuss that off the air. But yeah, so $21.99 at the moment.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's
it's an absolute steal.
That's something we never mentioned actually. Just before we go, what we've been playing. Obviously, I've talked about Tetris for practically the whole podcast, so there's no point me talking about what I've been playing. Are you still one person, Nick?
Well, it depends. If I'm at home, I'm playing Persona 5. If I'm on the train to work, I'm playing Persona 4 on the Vita.
Nice.
So you're
both are incredible.
You're Persona that.
Yeah.
I've literally just been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 this week. I am 23 hours into the story now. I'm still only in the second chapter.
I'm in chapter 3.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think I'm close to chapter 3. The way the story's going, it's sort of progressing the way I think it's going to be into chapter 3. But I am absolutely enamored with it. And as someone that didn't really get into the first one, I am absolutely hooked on Red Dead Redemption 2. To the point where I've got it paused on quite a crucial story mission.
Yeah.
So as soon as this podcast finishes, I'm going to go and finish that story.
I'd have been playing it this weekend and stuff, but because I've got into Tetris, I've just not touched it. But like, I've just been playing Tetris so much. But yeah, I must have put in as many hours as you. I don't remember doing it. I think I've been enjoying it that much because I've been sitting playing a few hours every day from about 3:30, kind of when things work and things goes down. It's like, oh right, I can play a game now. So I just sit for a few hours every day playing it, and then at weekend put in a bit longer. So I must have put in more hours than I realised I did to be at chapter 3. Because I
assumed that I was at the sort of I was sort of around 10-15 hours, and then I looked at the clock today, and it was like, you're 23 hours in, and I was like, oh my.
It's very,
because I still don't feel anywhere near finishing the game or anywhere near really reaching the sort of crucial parts of the story. So I'm absolutely in love with it. But I'm sure I'll probably talk more about it once we finished it.
I think that's why I don't really want to get too many more games this year. I mean, I'll probably get Pokemon because the kids want Pokemon, and I'll probably play it now and again as well. I've got Tetris now, obviously, which I really enjoy, and I'm definitely going to be getting Darksiders, but I don't think I want to get too many more because I just want to try and finish up some of the games that I've been really enjoying. I want to finish up Darksiders, I want to finish up Red Dead, and these are quite big games, aren't they? So
yeah,
I mean,
I think I'll probably finish Red Dead. As I say, I've got Hitman for review for another outlet, so I'm going to hopefully finish that this week, because I love Hitman, so I think I'll probably consume the whole thing. And yeah, I think that'll probably be me. I'm with you on that though, Joe. I'll be picking up Pokemon next week, but that's going to be a kind of drop in, drop out sort of thing. I can't see myself sitting down and playing that for 8 hours at a time like I am Red Dead Redemption. It feels like at the moment. So I'm quite happy. I've just got the one open world game on the go at the moment, because I'll probably pick up Assassin's Creed in the Black Friday sales or something along those lines. So
yeah, I've got that as well, but I've not even put it in my machine yet. I've had it for ages.
It's a nice problem to have, though, Joe.
Yeah, but the problem is I've probably got a whole shelf of them that I've never touched or played or not went back to or whatever. So it's one of those things where there's so many I could play. I could just pick one and just play it because there's so many.
I know what you mean, and I think I probably spend more time buying games than I do playing them at times as well.
I think I do. I think sometimes I think to myself, oh, I must get that, and then I think to myself, oh, do I really need it? It's a bit like Mario Party. I'm thinking to myself, well, I should get it, but then I'm thinking to myself, well, I've still not finished Golf Story on Switch. I've still not finished half the games I've got on Switch. I'll probably never load it.
I think I've still got Stardew Valley. I haven't even opened yet on the Switch, and but we've been playing Mario Party, and that's been great. Don't get me wrong, but if you're not playing multiplayer, there's no point. So
yeah. There was a great article John wrote, which was just what was it? What was the title?
How to clear your backlog, wasn't it? Yeah, I need to check in on that one.
Yeah,
I did notice that go up on the site. I think I'm going to take John's advice on that one. That looks like a really good article, so I'm going to go and read that one.
One of them was just buy less games, which seems like good advice, really, doesn't it?
No, I'm sorry, that's just not an option.
Still in cellophane, sell it back off.
Yeah, good plan. Good plan.
Okay, doc. Let's wrap it up, and everyone will probably get hungry, and then. Yeah. You guys will be starving. I've had my dinner before the podcast. I was too hungry. I couldn't wait. I was watching Rangers win 7-1 as well, which very pleased me. I was quite happy about that. I know people probably don't care about football, but I do. My passion. So yeah, happy mood today. Especially since Celtic never won as well. Even better. Double happiness. Anyway, football. Not talking about football on the gaming podcast. Nobody's interested. Okay, that's it. We're all done. Thanks for joining us. That's fun. We'll be back next week, episode 83. And soon we'll be doing our Game of the Year podcast. Probably do that one in December. And we're also planning a podcast just to look forward to the next year as well. The game's coming out next year. So yeah, plenty to come. Plenty of reviews to come on the website as well, of course. I think we've posted 16 this month so far, but we've got a lot more to come and probably a lot more our content too. So check out the website for sure, because it's a great place to visit. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.